Hello, my name is Ben Maston with Team 3, and we're going to discuss the dual role that data management plays in data recovery and also in forensic analysis. We're going to use the software program getdataback by Runtime. Their website is runtime.org. And we're basically going to demonstrate how this software program can be used very successfully for data recovery in the corporate environment, where a user may have damaged data in some way due to deleting a partition. Possibly the computer has failed due to damage or accidental drop or hardware failure, and they need that data recovered from the hard drive to be able to transfer to a different system. Then in the law enforcement environment, we're going to look at getdataback for its capability to forensically be used to gather evidence in a case where possibly a suspect has rendered his computer inoperable in a way to try to foil law enforcement, or has possibly deleted data, deleted evidence that would lead to a court case and conviction, thinking that that data would not be able to be recovered. So in our demonstration, we're going to look at both aspects of the functionality of this software package, getdataback, and compare it to some forensic software packages that are used more specifically in the forensic environment. We have a laptop here. This is a MacBook, and we're going to look at it in two scenarios. We're going to look at it as a system that has failed for whatever reason, and there's data on that hard drive that needs to be recovered. We're also going to look at this system in the forensic environment, where a suspect has rendered this laptop unusable, has broken it in an attempt to cover his tracks, and we're going to show how data recovery, or in this case evidence gathering by Runtime Software, will be used to make that happen. So we're going to go ahead and just remove this back on this Mac. In so doing, this will reveal the contents to the inside of the system, to which the hard drive is in there. Okay, so we will just take this back off here. And as you can see, we have the internal system of this Mac, and right here is our hard drive. Okay, and then we're going to take our lab system, which happens to be a MacBook Pro that is running OS 10 Yosemite, and also running Windows in a virtual environment through Parallels. So I'm going to bring up Parallels here. Just have a basic USB to SATA adapter to plug in to access our hard drive. So what we have is getdataback is doing a scan of the hard drive connected via the USB to SATA adapter, and it's about 40% completed so far of pulling data from that hard drive, or at least bringing it up for us to review. Okay, here we have the recovered files, data from getdataback, and information showing what all has been recovered. So we'll click Next. And it's adding the data that's recovered to the program. And here are the recovered files. Over here is the recovery tree. And there are files within here that are recovered. So in the case of a hard drive failure or delete a partition, or in some way an accidental deletion of files, getdataback is very effective in recovering those files and getting them back for the user. From the forensic standpoint, again, say the scenario is a perpetrator that has purposefully deleted files to avoid getting caught and avoid getting prosecuted, having the evidence. getdataback will recover that information. So it can also be used forensically in an investigation to gather evidence. So in this recovery, we have recovered an NTFS file structure. This recovery has a total of 414 gigs of data that's been recovered. Up here in the taskbar, we can explore the files. We can also make a copy. And we can recover this data for our customer or for law enforcement. This concludes the analysis and data recovery demo of the software program getdataback by runtime.org. We will now show a brief comparison with FTK Forensic Toolkit.
Hello, we have deleted a file in our IST454 class folder that we need to retrieve in order to submit for grades. There is no mid-term report over here. It should be IST454 Team 3 midterm report that we need to resubmit. It has been deleted, so we need to recover it. In order to do that, we need to go over to FTK Imager and launch it as administrator. We will accept the UAC. This is the console for FTK Imager. We need to add the drive by clicking on Add Evidence Item. The drive is a physical drive attached to this computer. It is that address right there. And it brings up the listing of the drive. We can navigate through the listings by going to the first partition, and the root directory is our class folder, class IST454. Here's a listing of all the files that are in that folder. We can scan through them. The icons are known, they are actual files, and ones with X's have been deleted. Here are two files that have been deleted. We need to determine which one we need. We need the IST454 midterm mid-semester report. So we right click on it, we export files, we want to put it in the same folder, so we navigate to that, and we click OK. Here it says that one file was exported successfully. And if we did this correct, there it is right there.
Some things you'll want to consider when attempting a data recovery with getdataback by Runtime Software. There are two different versions, so depending on the file system that you are trying to recover, you want to make sure that you get the correct version. For older operating systems, you'll want to use FAT, getdataback, for the FAT filing system. For Windows XP and above operating systems, you'll want to use getdataback for NTFS and use that filing system. So you want to make sure of that distinction. Also, getdataback cannot recover a hard drive that has been encrypted. And so you want to be aware of that when, especially in the forensic environment, should you have a suspect who is attempting to get rid of evidence or make it so that evidence from the hard drive cannot be recovered. Also, in the forensic environment, you do not want to install getdataback on the target hard drive that you want to recover, because here you will be writing information, writing data to the hard drive and changing the makeup of the files with the installation of getdataback. So you'll want to do, as we did in our example, pull that hard drive and connect it as a slave drive and have getdataback installed on your lab system. Thank you for watching this video and for considering our analysis and being a part of our demonstration.